Good morning. The time is 6:02 on Friday, September 27th. I'm Madison Pergram, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. So we've said it and we've said it again. It's hot and dry. We've had a couple days. It's a little tease, but let's go to Kelly McShane for a forecast. Kelly, I keep coming back to you thinking that something's going to happen and we're going to get cooler weather, but I don't think it's going to happen.
You know, I hate to be the messenger right now because those temperatures, they're going to be brutal heading into this weekend. We had a couple nice days throughout this week. It is the first week of fall, but now feeling more like summer heading into the weekend. However, this morning, not too bad. You might need a light jacket as you step out the door. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s this morning. So overall, not too bad as we start off our Friday, but a little bit of fog this morning. Over into Whitesburg, we see a little bit of reduced visibility, and we're seeing reduced visibility throughout the region, especially to the south into the Cumberland Valley. So be very careful and just give yourself plenty of extra time. We do have a dense fog advisory pretty much for the Hal Rogers Parkway and south. This is until 9 this morning. So overall, just between now and 9 a.m., just be very careful and give yourself a little bit of extra time. I will have those details, Madison, on the heat that we are expecting this weekend and the possible records we may break here in just a little bit.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, the Chicken Festival officially started in London. It is a time of year many look forward to, but none quite as much as Lindsay Sharp. This year may be her best one yet. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talked to Lindsay about why the festival is special to her.
The passion started in 1994. That's when Lindsay Sharp won the clucking contest at the World Chicken Festival.
It's my Christmas and my Disney World.
Since then, her love has only grown. The community of the festival, that's where her love is rooted.
And we get to talk about the festival and the food and the great food and the pounds that we're going to put on.
That's what festivals are about. The food, the fun, a moment to take a break from the world. That is something Lindsay needed, a break. You see, she's been battling cancer for 3 years.
I definitely wanted to feel good and not have to wear a mask, trying to eat a fried Snickers or fried chicken from the frying pan.
She never lets the cancer get in the way of this festival, not once. She's even gone as far as to schedule her appointments around this. That spirit, that charisma, that's why she was unanimously chosen to be this year's Grand Marshal of the parade.
She is just an inspiration, and we just are so proud and honored to have her for our Grand Marshal for the 30th anniversary this year.
It's just an awe and a shock and such an honor, and I still can't believe it.
Lindsay says she will start back on her treatment for skin cancer next week. But this week, it's all about the festival. In Laurel County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Lindsay said she had considered herself the Grand Marshal of the parade unofficially for years, but she is excited to finally have it come to fruition. And poetry lovers gathered in Pikeville City Park yesterday, writing, reading, and appreciating the art of words. Pikeville Poetry hosted its third Poetry in the Park event, encouraging the community to get more involved in reading and writing poetry. The event is part of a global 100,000 Poets for Change movement and has added a Read a Poem to a Child component. Michaela Curry, the Pikeville Poetry organizer, says the event is a fun way to introduce kids to the art of poetry.
Poetry helps us to really process emotion, and I think that that's something that kids can really benefit from. Kind of expose children to like a new way of learning about the world and also expressing themselves.
Pikeville Poetry has monthly meetings at the Pike County Extension Office. You can find more about those on the group's Facebook page. And golfers gathered at Stonecrest Golf Course to tee off in support of students across the region. Yesterday, the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce hosted its annual Links for Learning Golf Scramble to benefit local schools. The Chamber used the fundraiser for its Excellent in Education grants. Proceeds are awarded to schools in need to allow them the opportunity to buy supplies. Chamber President Jordan Gibson says the fundraiser is just one way the Chamber works to help the region.
Funding's always an issue, and it's getting harder for schools all the time to come up with extra funding for new and innovative programs.
Around 15 teams were on site for the 12th annual Scramble. And more than 200 people met yesterday at Operation Unite's first ever Rural Health Opioid Project Provider Summit. With several successful recovery stories, this summit was designed to provide hope to Eastern Kentucky communities and information on how they can help with the opioid crisis. WYMT's Laura McCourt talked with a few people who say they are ready to see a change in the fight against addiction.
Stuck in a dark place with a feeling of no way out.
I had tried to quit many times, and I would do it one more time.
The opioid crisis is a problem that millions of people have to face each year.
This is not one problem, it's a whole facet of problems.
Shannon Adams is one of those people.
Through the years, I became dependent and then addicted to those.
After years of seeing the epidemic continue, Kentucky finally said enough is enough.
I think most people have realized that trying to incarcerate or send people who are addicted to drugs to prison is not going to be a cure for them.
Now taking a different approach with people fighting drug problems in hopes to take away the stigma of substance abuse disorders.
People with a substance use disorder are not bad people trying to be good. They're sick people trying to get well.
And when you have someone share their message on overcoming addiction,
9 years, 10 years, 15 years ago, and where I am now, it's like two completely different people.
it gives a sense of hope to others.
Addicts are not lost causes, that there are success stories.
That people can defeat this disease. In Hazard, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
The keynote speaker at Thursday's event was the executive director of the Kentucky Office of Drug Control Policy, Van Ingram. And students and administrators sat down to discuss inclusiveness and diversity in college experiences. The Kentucky Association of Blacks in Higher Education held their Southeast Regional Summit yesterday at the Southeast Community and Technical College campus in London. Overall, the discussions were centered around discussing diverse environments and inclusiveness in and out of the classrooms.
It's about being aware of the cultures and the subcultures that we face every single day, and what are those many different lessons that we can learn from that and grow as people.
The summit panel included students, officials from Berea College, and the Hazard and Southeast Kentucky and Community Technical Colleges. And Walmart is committed to fighting hunger in the U.S., including here in Kentucky. This year, Walmart announced its Spring Fight Hunger Spark Change campaign raised more than $400,000. The money will go to Kentucky food banks, helping them provide healthy, nutritious meals to families in need. Walmart collaborates with Feeding America to help food banks around the country. And the United Parcel Service announces plans for 15 years of growth and jobs at Worldport in Louisville. The company says to expect construction projects around Worldport totaling more than $750 million and creating 1,000 jobs. They plan to build a hangar big enough to house 2 747EF aircraft. Those are the largest in its fleet. UPS says they'll use some leased land on the northwest corner of the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. And as drought conditions continue throughout Kentucky, worries of keeping a steady water supply are growing in some communities. For instance, people in Georgetown are being asked to conserve their water. The water volume at Royal Spring has been running well below average. Right now, the water conservation is voluntary, and city leaders are hoping that asking folks to be mindful about their water will keep reserves at a usable level.
Temperatures out there on this Friday morning are comfortable for now, and enjoy them while they last. Those temperatures in the 50s and 60s this morning, and into the south, into the Cumberland Valley. That's where we're seeing those warmer temperatures, but still everybody grab a light jacket as you head out the door on this Friday morning. As far as visibility goes into the Cumberland Valley region, especially to the south, that's where we're looking at reduced visibility. So be very careful out there this morning. Dense fog advisory in effect until 9 this morning. And your forecast for today, yes, going to be another hot one with temperatures near 90 heading into this afternoon. I will have the rest of the temperatures for the entire weekend and details on how long this heat will last here in just a little bit. Madison.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. It's flu shot season, and the Kentucky Department of Health is encouraging everyone to get ahead of the rush. And the CDC is now reporting more than 800 confirmed and probable cases of lung injury associated with using e-cigarettes. But vape juice could also take a toll on pets.